You want to show everybody how talented you are? Come on, show off your athleticism. Go get it. Go on. Go, 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 go. Go rescue that stick. Save it. There you go. Woo! There you go. All right. Woo! How's it going there? Just another rambling trail talk. Saturday, March 2nd, 2024. Not a whole lot going on today. Just my girl Brenda and I out here enjoying this nice, unseasonably warm weather here in southeastern Kansas. It's actually about 70 degrees right now, and I'm a little overdressed at the moment, but I figured I'd rather be safe than sorry. But it's going to be about 75, 76 degrees today, so it's going to be nice and warm. But anyway, this is just going to be a short little video. Not a whole lot of extra information other than what I've already posted, but I just want to, I guess, talk a little bit about depression, because like I've mentioned, I've basically been chronically depressed for probably, 30 years, basically 30 years, with a lot of peaks and valleys along the way, some very severe depressive episodes intermixed with some more minor episodes of depression. But it's been pretty much a constant struggle up to and including the present time. And lately I've just been having a lot of little peaks and valleys, like, really, really low valleys, unfortunately. And I'm kind of, I don't know, I guess I'm in a little bit of a funk, and just having to endure depression and having to work through it and, live life while you're trying to manage depression. It's very difficult, so it's definitely a drain. It's a life drain. It's an emotional drain, and it gets in the way of basically me being obviously as happy as I would like to be, but it also gets in the way of my productivity. It makes it very difficult for me to be a productive person, and I don't like that feeling, so that's a little bit what I've been experiencing lately. It's just the depression's pretty hard to shake, and I don't know, it sort of feels like it's been so habitualized with me that it feels like it's a natural extension of my person, it feels almost as normal as my arm or my leg does. That's how normal it feels. And that's a scary realization, because I don't want something as negative and as ugly and as sinister as depression to become an actual part of my person, but that's how it feels sometimes. So I don't know, I'm just sort of, again, I'm just rambling. I'm just sort of just speaking, talking, whatever happens to be on my mind on any given day. And that's pretty much what's hovering up here today, is this depression and how shitty it is to be depressed, to have to deal with it and to have to basically construct your life around it, or to try and create your life along with it, basically just to experience it and to live with it and hopefully overcome it, so I don't know. And I'm not taking any medication. I'm not on antidepressants at all, but I have been previously. Over the course of the last several decades, I've been on and off a variety of antidepressants. And, while they have been helpful, they do help, I nevertheless never liked being on them, because I never felt quite right being on medication. Obviously, physically, I could tell there was an impact. The medication always impacted me in various ways, but I also, beyond that, I just didn't like the idea of having to rely on medication in order to feel better. I always wanted to just handle things a more natural way, And what I mean by that more specifically is basically I just wanted to fix everything that's been going on, in my life, in terms of my thinking, in terms of how I view the past, in terms of how I view myself, and this whole mixture of a lot of disparate issues and parts that in my mind have pretty much coalesced together to make me this depressed person that I am, or that I have been. So You know, I never liked the idea of having to turn to a medication or to, you know, having to turn to a pill in order to fix what, in my opinion, was basically just a lot of negative life experiences and a lot of just, you know, just life, the way life sort of came together and the way that I've sort of been navigating life. I mean, it's culminated basically into me being a depressed individual. So I just don't want to really rely on medication in order to pull myself out of all this. So again, I'm a very much work in progress. You know, I can't even speak today. I didn't sleep very well last night, so I don't think I'm firing on all cylinders. But anyway, this is just basically a depression talk, you know, and I sympathize with everyone out there who's depressed or who has been depressed or who's currently trying to overcome their depression, whether you're using medication or you're going to therapy or you're doing any other type of treatment or self-help approach. You know, I commend you and I say keep it up. You know, I mean, eventually you'll find something that works, or you'll find a combination of things that will be helpful to you. You know, whether it cures you or it, you know, just drastically improves your situation. You know, even if that's the case, I mean, that's a win. That's a big win. Just if you're able to drastically improve your depression, drastically minimize it, I mean, that's a huge win. So, but yeah, it just sucks, you know. I very much want to go out there and really live life, and, you know, and have a life and have a meaningful life, and go out there and really be an engaged human being. And, you know, I want to be able to fire on all cylinders, you know, but it's really hard to do that when depression is such a huge part of your life, you know, and it's a giant burden, and it just, you know, it really gets in the way of being able to maximize myself as a human being, you know. It's just it's a load, you know. It's a load that makes the bearer emotionally and spiritually fatigued. And it's, you know, obviously it's hard to manage, you know. It's hard to live, you know, while you're dragging a giant load along with you, you know. So, but obviously I'm not saying anything that no one else who's been depressed or who is depressed, you know, I'm not saying anything that they don't already know. So, you know, there you go.